A few days after his passing, on June 25, 2009, Neverland was already a place full of symbolism. During a broadcast of Larry King Live when CNN was filming at Michael Jackson's house in Neverland, there was an interview and a tour with Jeremy Jackson. There was a moment when the camera showed an empty hallway in the house, and in the background, a dark human-shaped shadow appeared, crossing from one side to the other. No one in the recording reacted. There were no screams, no footsteps, and no door mysteriously closing. Just that figure passing through the hallway. Vanity Fair summed up the legend by saying that for those who wanted to believe, that shadow was the ghost of Michael Jackson. A live camera and a shadow that appears just when the world was still shocked by his loss. What do you think?
What is it? What is it?
New Zealand is known as one of the most peaceful and beautiful places in the world, but even a paradise like this is not immune to the shadows. YouTube user Graydon Inglis, 59, posted security footage from a warehouse in Richmond. At first, everything seems completely normal. In the footage, we see a shopping cart standing still in the middle of an empty aisle. There's absolutely no one around. Nothing seems out of place, and then suddenly, it happens. Without warning, the cart starts moving on its own, and it doesn't roll slowly. It moves with noticeable force, as if invisible hands had pushed it violently. There are no strings, no tricks, it just moves on its own. Moments like this are usually associated with strong poltergeist activity, invisible forces interacting with our physical world. Of course, skeptics will say it's just a simple airflow from the ventilation system, maybe an uneven floor, but the level of force really makes you think. No one knows what happened next in that warehouse, or what or who gave that push. Yacel lives alone in Dallas, Texas, or at least that's what she thought, on the night of April 27th of this year. The silence of her room was shattered by a presence. Look closely at the gap under her bedroom door.
Obviously, I'm not going to get up to see what it is, but I'm scared. I'm shaking with fear. If it happens, hey. No way. No way. I think there's someone behind the door or something. I'm scared.
There it is. Something moves, something lurks, and Yacel, paralyzed, waits for the exact moment to run to her car and escape from what she thinks is an intruder. But the truth is much more disturbing.
I don't know if it was my imagination or if I saw it wrong. But I ran away from it. Why? I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. It's 4 in the morning. But I know there was something there. I know I saw something, and I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
I have to go to work in a while, and I haven't slept at all.
I'm nervous. I don't know what.
Yacel has state-of-the-art security cameras, motion sensors that record any intrusion. That night, the cameras didn't detect anything. The system showed nothing. However, Yacel knew she wasn't alone. Desperate, she contacted a friend who is an officer, and what she discovered chilled her to the bone. Since the year 2022, 3 people have died in that same apartment. 3 lives extinguished within those 4 walls.
I'm scared!
Since that revelation, the phenomenon has gotten worse. Their cameras now turn on their own, following something the human eye can't see. The lights turn on after being switched off, and the doors give way to invisible hands.
Oh no!
Listen to this. Yacel was reading Psalm 91, seeking protection, when an object flew off the table. And then that laughter.
Bless you.
She can't move out. She's trapped in a lease with 3 shadows that don't seem to want to let her go. There are places that are simply born cursed. Sites that, for some sinister reason, reject the living. In Atlanta, Georgia, a real estate agent named Kendra took a client to visit an old house built in 1917. Everything seemed normal. They both went in, climbed up a creaky wooden staircase, and started to explore the 2nd floor. But the energy of the place was heavy, almost suffocating. Suddenly, the client went into absolute panic.
I wonder if they added windows. I wonder why they just added windows. What is it?
Get out! Get out!
Okay.
Kendra, completely stunned by the situation, follows her outside the house. Outside, the woman had no color left in her face. She was in shock. When she was finally able to speak, she confessed something chilling. She said that in that room on the 2nd floor, she didn't hear an animal or a person. She clearly heard the voice of a demon. Kendra admitted that ever since they arrived at the place, she had a very bad feeling. After investigating, she discovered that the previous investor tried to remodel the house, but abandoned the work halfway through and simply fled, leaving the property to its fate, and it has been empty ever since. Was the voice the woman heard a warning from a dark being that refuses to share its home with the living? No one knows what really lives on that 2nd floor, and probably no one will live to tell the tale.
What is it?
Get out! Get out!
Okay.
On February 16th, 2016, the YouTuber Pasty Pickle decided to record something that had been tormenting him. A few weeks after moving in, a friend noticed a strange presence. Since then, the guy tried to catch it on video any way he could, until one day he succeeded.
Something strange is happening at this window. Sometimes when you look outside, you'll notice a figure in the room. You'll see like a figure in the room, and there won't be anyone here. I'm going to try to prove that today. It might not work. Sometimes it doesn't work. Dude, go in here, just in case it does work. Go in the closet, you know. I hope we're allowed to debunk this. Alright. Alright. So like I said, it just happens to be the right circumstances or whatever. Sometimes you can see a figure outside the window. And let's see, today... Holy shit, the guy really showed up today. I got him on camera. No way. Wow. Shit. Okay, alright. Look, I'm gonna open the door to the room. This is what I'm struggling with. Hey guys, this is what I was talking about. Yeah, wow. It happened. Yeah, this is like an anomaly that happens at this window.
We can see him in his room trying to show how sometimes a figure appears at his window. From inside, there's no luck, so he goes outside, adjusts the angle, points his camera at the upstairs window, and there it is. We hear his incredulous voice cursing. If you look closely at the upper pane of glass, a faint human-like figure is standing still, watching from the other side of the glass. Curiously, the boy seems more excited than terrified to have recorded it, which is quite unsettling. For many, this is a spirit bound to that house revealing itself for a moment. Others argue that it could perhaps be a wall or something related to the camera's reflection and the lights. However, the mystery of who lived in that room before him remains unsolved. Sometimes, horror manifests itself in the simplest and most direct ways. This family rented a cabin to relax, but they ended up witnessing this.
From the cabin of the open up! Stay away.
Okay.
Everything is there. Let me see.
Where?
It's my house.
Where?
Where?
Open that.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Go.
Right.
Brawl.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Open it right now. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
No. Can I go?
Come on, open up. Oh my God. Come on. Come on.
You might think it's just a simple trick, maybe an invisible thread. But the genuine panic reaction from the children and adults suggests something else. It's possible that a former tenant is still looking for something in that drawer. You have the final say. Answer me something. Do you think mirrors are just a reflection of our world? Ancient legends say they're actually windows into something much darker. In October 2025, a highly anticipated documentary about the legendary paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren, was released. As you know, their investigations left us with very disturbing photographs and recordings. But there is a tape from 1986 of the famous Smurl case in Pennsylvania that chills the blood. For several years, the Smurl family was violently attacked by unexplainable entities. Not even the church could help them. The Warrens were their only hope.
This is the closet area, especially in the back of this closet, where they will hear much of the rapping that takes place in this bedroom in particular.
Have you noticed? Lorraine calmly explains the horror of the room, but her reflection shows a look that's almost demonic. The records of the Smurl family state that the mirrors in the house would shake on their own, and that messages would even appear written on them, demanding that the Warrens leave the place. Or that pair of lifeless black eyes, a direct threat from the demon to Lorraine. The mystery behind this footage has never been solved.
Or they will hear much of the rapping that takes place in this bedroom.
Hospitals are filled with pain, suffering, and death, and what gets trapped in their hallways rarely rests in peace. On May 6, 2024, Antonio Parkin posted a tour of the desolate basement of a hospital on TikTok. Whether as an employee or a simple onlooker. The atmosphere is suffocating, dim lighting, empty hallways, and a deathly silence.
Where could it have come from? Fuck.
Antonio walks calmly. Everything seems peaceful, but at the 28th second, gravity stops making sense. Out of nowhere, a heavy book flies off a surface and crashes violently to the ground. There's no one else there. It simply falls because it's thrown with fury. Surprisingly, Antonio stays calm the whole time and keeps exploring, even though he doesn't find anything else. A violent poltergeist reacting to the presence of an intruder. To push an object with that much force, it definitely takes a lot of energy, maybe, or maybe it's staged with invisible strings. But in a place like that, you always have to wonder what other things wander around that basement when the lights go out.
Where could it have come from?
Nia and her family record their daily life, but one night the tech failed just as something was crossing their hallway.
It's bath time. Woo! It's Nasha. Cry. Come here. Was it Darla? Who just came in here? No, someone just came in here. And then the rod moved. Didn't you see it? I just saw someone come in here.
Nia's husband felt an Arctic chill, saw someone walking, but the camera only recorded electromagnetic interference and the movement of the carpet. There was no one else. In the house, was it a technical glitch or is it the fingerprint of a spirit? Sometimes terror doesn't hide in the walls of a house. It hides in the things you collect. A woman moved into a new apartment. She was looking for peace, but from the first day she set foot in that place, the atmosphere was unbearable. Invisible phenomena harassed her day and night. Soon, that evil presence found a perfect vessel, her collection of antique dolls. One day, she heard small footsteps running across the room. They were coming from the box where she kept those dolls, and with her phone in hand, she approached to investigate.
I'm going down to the basement, but it's nighttime, and I don't want to run into the old lady. What is it? What is it?
Did you see how the old lady's face changed?
What is it? What is it?
But for her, the nightmare was just beginning. Terrified by another doll in her living room, whose mouth seemed to move, the woman decided to turn it so it would face the wall. She didn't want to see its empty eyes, but what has no life doesn't always obey. What dark entity took control of these inanimate objects? What message was it trying to send to this woman before the camera shut off completely? The end of this story is a mystery that remains shrouded in darkness. If you're seeing something like this near your own bedroom right now, I advise you not to turn your back on it. On January 23rd, 2026, Bundello Kermish uploaded a casual video to TikTok for a friend. It seemed like a harmless update until you pay attention to the background.
But yes, it was super fun. Yes, I'll see if you can come over in a bit. You should bring your dog. Your dog is very, very big and cute. Nope. Mom.
She is talking excitedly in front of the camera, telling her friend about her plans, but behind her in the dark, slightly open closet, something is peeking out. It's a face that looks incredibly human, watching her from the shadows, completely still. This is the kind of thing that chills your blood. The possibility that a flesh and blood intruder has slipped into your own room and is silently watching you. Of course, it could be a simple macabre prank with a friend hiding on purpose, but the most disturbing thing isn't the sudden scare, it's how subtle it is. Once you notice those eyes inside the closet, you can't look away anymore. There's no record of what she did after discovering all this.
I'll check if you can come over soon. In a bit. You should bring your dog. Your dog is very, very big and cute. Nope. Mom.
Jack is a collector of the forbidden ancient objects with dark histories. He moved into a house built in 1920 thinking he would leave behind the poltergeist activity of his previous home, but he was wrong.
There is no one else in the house. I went upstairs to watch TV. Some of my old haunted objects from the old house are here, but nothing has ever happened. Hello? Hello? Oh, whoa. Shit. Oh my God. What? What the hell? Whoa, I'm not gonna stay there. Oh my God. Oh, it's colder here. What's that noise? Hello? Oh my God, well, it looks like my stuff is back in it again, doesn't it? What the hell? What the hell? I'm coming for all of you. What the hell?
Something followed him, or maybe something lives inside his relics. Jack is now wondering if he should get rid of everything. But what if the object has already created a direct bond with him? Sometimes, the sweetest and most innocent family recordings hide the least wanted guest. Let's go back to May 11th, 2008. YouTube user Nick Dew was simply recording his little sister Beth in his father's living room. Nick greets Beth, who happily replies that she's watching TV, but while she smiles innocently, hell peeks through the window behind her.
Beth. Hello. What are you doing? Watching TV. What are you watching?
For just 2 seconds, a blurry, ghostly white figure floats past behind the glass. It's fleeting and easy to ignore, but once you see it, it ruins the whole recording. It was either a wandering spirit crossing the backyard at just the right moment, or simply someone walking by whose reflection tricked the camera because of the lighting. It's precisely the timing that makes this footage creepy. In just 1 second, your father's house is a safe haven, and the next, an entity is roaming freely through your yard, and then it disappears forever.
Beth?
Hello?
What are you doing? The TV? Yeah. What are you watching?
Thank you for watching the video up to this point. Only the brave make it this far. Leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more horror. Have some nice nightmares.